Okay, I've got another chapter for us. Chapter 10, Stuck. Everybody has a special talent. BB can draw, Joe can stand on his head and sing jingle bells. But this story isn't about BB or Joe, it's about Dana. Dana can make funny faces. Just by puffing out one cheek and raising the opposite eyebrow, she can make Jenny and Leslie crack up every time. Can you try it? Puff out one cheek and raise the opposite eyebrow. Or there's one she calls her goofball face. She puts her glasses on upside down. Then she pulls down one corner of her mouth with her pinky finger, while the other hand, she tugs her earlobe. When Damien and Myron saw that one, they laughed so hard they bumped heads. Even Mrs. Jules laughs at Dana's funny faces. But you need to be careful, Dana, she warned. You don't want your face to get stuck that way. Dana wasn't worried about that. No matter how weirdly she stretched it, her face always bounced back. But that was before the cloud of doom settled over the school. It had been there a week now, even as the other clouds drifted past. Each day, it seemed to grow a little bit larger. Dana and Leslie were on the playground waiting for Jenny. It was recess, and Jenny went to get Patches from Lewis. Patches was the ball that Lewis had blown up in more than one way. Lewis never found all the pieces and had to cut up an old yellow raincoat to fill in the gaps. Jenny, Leslie, and Dana liked Patches the best because it was important to predict which way it would bounce. Because it was impossible to predict which way it would bounce. Hey, Dana, there's a giant worm on your foot, said John. Dana looked down at her sneaker. Made you look, exclaimed John. He and Joe laughed. So she looked at her foot, said Leslie. What's wrong with that? There wasn't even a worm, explained Joe. Dana felt like a big doofus. Why did she always fall for John's tricks? She made her doofus face. She closed her right eye, raised her left eyebrow, puffed out her right cheek, and stuck out her tongue. That's really hard to do. When John looked at it, he suddenly felt like a big doofus. Sorry, he muttered. It was just a silly joke. He hung his head and walked away. Joe followed. Dana felt sad for John. She hadn't meant to call him a doofus. She just wanted to make him laugh. She liked it when Joe teased her. Jenny returned with Patches. You missed it, said Leslie. Dana got back at Joe good. Jenny turned to Dana. Why are you calling me a doofus? Dana didn't realize she was still wearing her doofus face. She tried to pull her tongue back in, but it wouldn't budge. Her cheek wouldn't unpuff. Her right eye remained shut, and her left eyebrow stayed up. That's not nice, said Jenny. Said Dana. Oh my gosh, exclaimed Leslie. Is your face stuck? Dana nodded. Her doofus face moved up and down. So you're not doing it on purpose, asked Jenny. Her doofus face turned right, then left. It's the cloud of doom, exclaimed Jenny. Leslie covered her mouth with her hand. The three girls looked up at the dark and swirling cloud. I'll get Lewis, Leslie said, and hurried away. She returned with the yard teacher a short while later. Lewis laughed when he saw Dana. It's her doofus face, said Jenny. It's a good one, said Lewis. I think I like it even better than your goofball face. But now her face is stuck that way, said Leslie. Lewis thought a moment and then blew his whistle real loud. Jenny and Leslie covered their ears. Dana's face remained stuck. Lewis didn't really expect it to work. He just liked blowing his whistle. Kids from all over the playground came running at the sound of it. What's up, Lewis? Asked Todd. Dana's face is stuck, Jenny explained. Really? Asked Todd. He poked Dana's puffed out cheek. It was like poking a rock. Mr. Kidswatter also heard the whistle. Out of my way! Let me through, he ordered as he made his way to Lewis and Dana. What's going on here? He demanded. He looked at Dana. Dana looked back at Mr. Kidswatter. Their eyes locked. It became a staring contest. Everyone wondered who would blink first, but Dana couldn't blink. Finally, Mr. Kidswatter turned away. Cute kid, he said, and patted Dana on the head. He headed back to the building. Dana's face instantly popped back into place. Your face is fixed, exclaimed Jenny. Dana smiled, but then she made her face return to just plain normal. She didn't want her smile to get stuck. Even that could be unpleasant. As long as they were under the cloud of doom, she would have to be very careful with her facial expressions. Mr. Kidswatter walked quickly back to his office. He shut the door behind him. He was sticking out his tongue. His left eye was shut tight. His right eyebrow was raised, and his left cheek was all puffed out. So what happened? Uh-oh. What is this cloud of doom doing?